talking about what you've done and how you want to sell yourself to an employer, go to Bloom's and use really strong action words and verbs to start those job duties, okay? Because it's much better than just saying you helped or assisted or something. Bloom's is going to give you a really good start for that. And make sure, this is the biggest mistake, grammatical mistake I see on resumes with our Marshall students, is that when you're talking about something you're currently doing, make sure you begin with the present tense verb, right? If you're talking about something you've already done, what kind of verb are you going to use? Past tense. Grammar matters, okay? So you have to make sure that is correct on your document, all right? Anything you put in any section, it doesn't matter what it is, make sure you start most recent, go to oldest. Okay? That's your work experience, that's your honors and activities, that's everything, most recent to oldest. Okay? But to me, this is really what's going to separate you apart, is how you write your skills. Okay? So really focus your attention here. Questions about that?
Question about work experience. How many years do you suggest you go back?
Like the general rule of thumb is 10. If you've done something past 10 years, but you feel like some of your skill sets are pertinent to what you're applying to, go ahead and list it. But 10 years is general rule of thumb. And also, you don't have to write every single job you've ever had on a resume. Okay? If you had a job your freshman and sophomore year you felt was important, but not your junior year, leave it off your resume. You don't have to put it on there. Okay? Because your resume is your sales pitch to somebody, right? You're trying to sell yourself in the best way. A job application, by law, you do need to list everything on there because they can pull your social security number, look at your W-2s and all of that stuff, but not on a resume. Your resume is just a highlight reel, okay? So you don't have to put everything on there.
If you worked at like a daycare or tutoring agency, would you put that under work experience or relevant?
You could do it either way, but to me, if it were me, I would put it under relevant. Yeah.
What would you do if you homeschooled like your younger brother while he was finishing up his high school?
I think that I would list that as tutoring experience and list the information underneath it. Yeah, that's good. Any other questions about experience? Okay, all right. So there's Bloom's. You all know Bloom's. I don't have to tell you anything about Bloom's. So if you all, this is where you really want to make yourself stand apart as well. This is an example. You do not have to put honors and activities together in one section. If you feel like you have several honors and you have several activities, separate them out, okay? Because you never want to have like a big, humongous list for an employer to read. Because I'll be honest with you, they'll get tired and not read it. Okay, because in the world we live in today, everybody wants things instantaneously, right? That includes your resume. So if you would have honors and activities together and you feel like you would have 8, 9, 10, that's too much. Okay, separate them out. So under honors, you can put any kind of Dean's List accomplishments that you've had. You can list the scholarships that you've had. If you all have been recognized as like a student of the month, I don't know exactly what the case may be, put that on there. Any kind of academic accolade, put it on there, okay? Activities are your organizations that you belong to and that you've done here at Marshall, okay? You can put community service hours there if you want to put community service hours there. So anything you can do to boost that up, you want to do that, okay?
What about honors that we would have with work? Do we add that there? Or even if it's not relevant to the job we're applying for?
No, I think that if you have an honor at work that you've gotten, like Employee of the Year, Employee of the Month, I would list that in the actual, like your bullets underneath the job experience. Yeah. Good question. Any other questions about activities, honors, anything? Anybody here honors college member? Make sure you put that on there. That's really important. Okay. Anything else you all can think of? Anybody here an Eagle Scout? That's something you can leave on your resume forever. Good job. So you can list that under activities. You can list it under honors even. Being an Eagle Scout's a big deal. So kind of when you're talking about your skills, I'm guessing all of you all have a similar skill set now, right? Of what you're able to do, what your organization is, all of that stuff, okay? But before you write your skills, go and look up a job posting. okay, that you're interested in. Look and see what they're asking for in that job posting, and then kind of match your skill set up to that. So you're using those keywords and those buzzwords from the job posting to your resume. That will help carry over to hiring committees, okay? So, does anybody here have like any software certifications? And I don't know if it'd be important to some people. If you do have certifications, you can separate those out. You can put them in skills, however you feel like they work best on your resume, okay? But just before you just go and write skills, read a job posting or 2 or 5 before and then kind of match them up, okay? Because to me, I think a lot of education majors, if you guys have worked with, what are some of the online programs like Edline, is that one of them, or on?
Edline.
Edline, yeah. What's one of the other ones like? Is there an Edu something or a? I'm trying to think. My daughter goes to Hampton High. It seems like every year we've had a new program. We have to get online and look at grades. Schoology, yes. So any kind of experience you've had with any of those, you should list those in skills. Okay? That you have experience in this, and this. I think that that's important. That'll go a long way. Okay? If you have attended any IEP meetings, worked with that, add that in there. Okay? So anything you can that you can throw in there, you should. Okay? These are kind of my cheat sheet, and again, Amanda's going to send this out to you all, so I won't really go over it all. But just make sure that, I don't care what your document says about you, you have to make sure that it looks good before you send it out to anybody, okay? So if you just look at it, is it neat? Is it clean? Is it orderly? If not, then it makes you look like you're, what? Sloppy, or you don't care. So before you even think about your document, what's in it, you need to make sure it's uniform, okay? And just because I'm showing a resume that might list skills first or something else first, you do not have to do that. You list in the top 1/3 of your resume what is most important to the job you're applying to. If that means for one job you might throw your student teaching up first, throw it up first. For one job, if that means you throw skills up first, throw them up first. You can play with your order, okay? But you want your most recent stuff to be in the top 3rd of your document, okay? Any questions about that? All right. Have any of you all used Job Tracks? Have you been at Marshall? It's under MyMU, kind of know what it is. This is especially important to education majors, more so than any other majors that I work with on campus. But a lot of education majors will choose to use Job Tracks as like a credential base because it's something you're always going to have access to even after you graduate. And it's a place to put everything. It's almost like an iCloud. So if you need to go back to it, it's always there. So I have tons of teachers who will upload like their Praxis scores, their transcripts, their resume, anything that you can put on there. A lot of them will upload like their teaching evaluations, and those are online now, right? There's something you do online, so you can print those off and scan them and upload them. So I just wanted to point that out to you. Do you have to use it? No, but it will always be there for you if you want it. Okay. Now, in my office, do you all know where Career Services is? Career Education. Do you all know where that is? Who has no idea where we're located? So if you cross 5th Avenue, we're in that little brown house that's kind of like adjacent to Harless Dining Hall. Do you all know where I'm talking about? It used to be a sorority house, I'm told, back in the day. Here's what we have upcoming for the spring semester, and I know you all are going to get emails about this. But write this down in your planner. You will be excused from your student teaching to come to the Educator Expo, okay? So the Educator Expo is on March 11th from 12:30 to 3:30, and we have all kinds of different counties, states who usually come to the Educator Expo to recruit you guys, okay? So before you go to the Educator Expo, you want to make sure you have a good resume, you've had eyeballs on that resume, whether it's my office, whether it's Amanda, whether it's your student teacher, your principal, make sure you have numerous eyeballs on that resume because you want to bring it with you to the Educator Expo, okay? We normally have South Carolina, North Carolina, Alaska, Virginia. There has been Tennessee. There's several who come, but of course there are tons from the state of West Virginia. So just make sure that you come to that and you come prepared, okay? One other thing that we have that I think would be good for you guys is we have, it's called a suit-up event. Have you guys heard about this? Did you all get any emails about it in the fall semester or read anything about it? So we've teamed up with JCPenney. We kind of stole this, I think, from Ohio State, who was doing it. So JCPenney closes down their store or allows us to come in on one Sunday afternoon from like 5 to 8. Nobody else is allowed in the store except people with a Marshall ID. And you get to shop at heavily discounted prices. So you can come in and normally get a nice suit, jewelry, hose, handbag, ties, whatever you want when you leave there for like $100. So even though $100 is still a lot of money, that is an awesome, opportunity for you guys to have a really nice suit to go through the interview process with or something like that, okay? So that is on March 15th, which is a Sunday, and you get to go from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., and you guys will be the only ones there. And they have people who will help you if you need help picking out clothes or attire. They'll go around and help you do that, okay? So those are the two biggies I think that will be interesting to you guys. Any questions about that? Because I think that's it. I want to make sure. Yeah, that's it. So any questions you can have about anything that you think you can ask me?
I'm sorry, I didn't see what time the suit-up thing was.
5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
5 to 8.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. You're welcome. Any other questions? I'm sorry, I know we're moving around. Any other questions that you guys have?
I started a master's in a different program and then switched. I was in that master's program for about a year. Should I put that under education? Or?
I don't think I would. I think I would just leave the Marshall one on there.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you came in, of course, you probably transferred your classes over
It was-
to Marshall.
It was here at Marshall.
It was here at Marshall. No, it's going to be on your transcript, and if it's not permanent, I wouldn't put it on.
Okay.
No. That's a great question. Anything else? All right, guys, you're almost done. Have a good rest of your afternoon. If you need me, come see me, okay? All right, you're welcome.
Okay, so I will send you all of this information tomorrow. It will not be first thing in the morning because I won't be there first thing in the morning, but I will be in, and so I will be sending you that information. Let me go ahead and turn this up.